Hey up, from Row Racer DP here, and I just figured I'd come on for a leisurely drive. I'm contemplating going to bed, playing a bit of FIFA, playing a bit of Blacklight Retribution, a game I actually enjoy on PS4 actually. Free game, quite enjoyable once you get into it. But in the end I thought, you know what, let's go and let's just go and have a drive. Now I'm not planning on doing anything too extreme. A couple ideas of what I might go and do. One of which will be read that text message that's just come through. But yeah, like I say, I'm not going to do anything too extreme. I've had quite a busy weekend, and yeah, quite a busy weekend, and just feel like chilling out really. I'll just quickly respond to this text message. Well, I think about what we do. What shall we do? Well, like I said, I've got a couple of ideas. This isn't going to be a you decide what a drive session, or let's go and do loads of work on a setup, or let's go and have some races. I'm just going to go and pick a car and go around the track. Although one of the things that I have been contemplating, Swine's gone and beat me, is doing a bit of Formula A driving around Donny Park, because it's been a while since I've taken the Formula A around Donington. So I thought I might go and jump in that, and well, it's been a while since I've done any running in the Formula A around Donington, but not only that, it's I deleted the setup round here by mistake, so I am going to have to redo it, which is a little frustrating. Let's see actually what setup I have got on here. Edit current. Just going to see if this is actually I don't think it's anywhere near my actual setup that I did use. It could be. It could be. Depends on how much fuel it's got in. See, that's interesting. We drove the Formula A's around this track the other day online, and it didn't give me the setup, unless actually no, this is the setup I made then. Right, okay. So I'm going to jump in this car and go for a drive around here then. Now, I don't know how long I'll be on this for, because like I said, I was contemplating whether to have a drive on here, go play FIFA, go bed, or what have you. So we'll just see how this goes. Well, I'm not expecting to get anywhere near lap record times. Mainly because my arms are absolutely knackered, and it is now quite late. Now, I did hold the Formula A record for a little while, but that was about 3-4 weeks ago. Like I say, it's been a while since I've done any real-time trialling around here in the Formula A's or any of the other classes, to be fair. Touring car was the latest one. Also got the limited edition stuff. Ooh, it's gone deep. Good morning, Cheesecake. It's about midnight here, quarter past midnight. 8:45 where you are. So just as you're starting your day, I'll contemplate it ending one. Oh, you've been on nights, have you? You know, Cheesecake saying technically it's the end of his day as well. That turned in a bit better than I expected. This setup that I've got on the car at the moment, like I said, I deleted my previous best setup around here, which so when I did an online lobby around here in these the other day, I had to create one, and it's not that great, to be honest. Now, I'm not here to go too serious with setups or anything like that, but one of the things I'm going to do with this car while I have a bit of a drive around here is to just have a little play about with some setups, so that over time I can tweak it. I'm not in any rush to suddenly get loads of speed out of the car, but there are a few things that I do want to adjust and change. And just see how the car handles. Just chill out and take me time. I'll leave that down there actually. Okay. Now, right height. Let's knock you down a bit and take 4 off you. I'm going to take quite a lot off the rear and just see how it handles it. Well, watch the Silverstone Grand Prix today. Quite an interesting race. Okay, I didn't expect that with warm tyres out of the pits, but there you go. She's got slidey. Did not want to make that corner then. Obviously, I'm going to have to let the brakes and tyres get up to a semi-decent temperature. Didn't want to turn then, but I was in a higher gear than I wanted to use. I wasn't expecting it to top out now, but it is. That's without using any curves. So we are going to have to lengthen the gears a little. I am trying to remember what sort of level of arrows I used around here on my original setup, but to be honest, I haven't got a clue what I used. Come back. Right, I'm going to make a couple of tweaks somewhere. Where should we go? I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to try the secret camber setting. see how we get on with that. I call it a secret camber setting, but the more I show people me doing it on videos, the less secret it becomes. Doesn't like going down to third gear for that corner. So even though we've extended the gears a little bit, still topping her out. I should have stayed in sixth there. Mad Scouts, how are you this evening? Or this morning? Sliding about a little too much. Little too cautious around there. could be because of the camber setting I've just gone with, but I am going to just try going with a little bit more arrows just to see if we can combat that a touch. I'm not too bad, a little tired now, just having a chill out drive. This car doesn't like any gears, I don't think. Now while I am driving around, I am trying to remember some of the setup changes that I remember making on this car. See if I can remember a few things that I may have done. Different gear for that corner, it didn't like it. I'm not trying to push too hard or too mad here. Like I say, it's just a leisurely drive. Just trying to work out what the setup's like on this car. Just make the odd little tweak. Too much curve there. damn it. Too busy looking at the timing. Let's make another little adjustment to those gears. Excuse me, because third gear is slightly too short now. It's making a little bit too aggressive. What do I have my field of view set at? Oh, try the number 12 car, Dave. For some reason it seems to be better. I might give that a go. I'll show you the field of view in a little while, as long as I remember. Not a bad game for a tiny little tweak. So I've just gained 2/10 over my personal best final sector without really trying. Interesting. And the only tweak I've done then is extend the gears a little bit to make third gear a little more friendly. Wide. it's interesting not using KERS in that first sector. Does cost quite a little bit of a chunk of time. I mean, so far the closest I've got to my best sector 1 is about 3/10 off, not using it on 5/10 off, so it's easily a 2/10 loss. But on this next lap I'll try and get the turn 1 right and use KERS, and we'll have a look at how much time, well, if we can go any quicker, and how much time we may be losing. That's not going to help though, because now we're going to be slow in sector 1. So I'm going to have to do it on the next lap, as long as I don't cock that up as well. I apologise that I'm not perhaps as talkative as I usually would be, but I am quite tired, and it wouldn't really be a leisurely drive if I was sat here waffling all day. Too wide, son of a beach. But again, that was 3/10 down. So it's definitely about a 2/10 loss not using KERS, if not more. Okay, I'm going to make a bit of an odd change here perhaps. I'm just going to try this on quite a low downforce and see how it does. Now I'd expect the car to handle horribly on the lower downforce, but go faster in a straight line. So if we find that it's not too bad in the corners, and the gain in the straight line is enough, we may be able to live with it. Just clipped the curb then and chucked it up sideways. Now being on the lower downforce, I'm going to need to know what it's going to do in the traction zones out of the slow corners. So I am going to drive it a little bit like I stole it if I can actually get to the bloody traction zone. Both cones still standing. See, now that we've lowered the downforce, third gear's gone a bit horrible again. Now we may find if we extend the gears a little bit more again, it could benefit us in the same way it did on the higher aerodynamics. So we'll do that corner in fourth gear, but it's way too slow in the roads. Get off that curb. We'll stop that before it hits the wall. Now I think the aeros actually aren't too bad. The gears are hurting it a little bit. So I'm going to just extend, I mean second's alright. I'm just going to extend third a little bit, and fourth, and fifth, and sixth, and seventh. And just see if that helps us out a little bit. So remember rightly last time, the cars are kind of drivable on the low aeros, but you can go too low, and obviously I've just picked a random sort of 6 and 4. But I did find last time there was a fine line between having higher aeros with loads of grip and being able to go flat out in a lot of corners, and having the low aeros and having overall speed but a little tricky in the corners. If I remember rightly, I did prefer it on the higher aeros, but I'm just interested to see if I can make this now handle a tiny little bit better. Although if I wasn't talking, I wouldn't have messed up that braking zone. Can get full throttle quite early out of that corner. This one's a little more tricky given the nature of the camber on it. Got on the grass there. It sounds like it's dying when I go into 7th gear. Fourth and fifth gears appear to be quite short still. Oh, curve sent me wide. Fifth gear is a little too short, which is odd considering I lengthened it. Okay, let's try and just balance those gears up a little more. Fifth gear, right, let's knock you up two. Knock you up two. I'm going to leave 7th gear and just see how it goes. Didn't like me keeping the throttle on in there. So that is one of the downsides to the lower aeros. Sometimes as well it can be quite handy to actually drive the car on low downforce and see if you can handle the car. It may not be the fastest setup, but just see how you get on with it, see if you can handle it, and then when you raise the aeros you'll really notice it. curb. Okay, now the car's not handling too bad there, but what I am going to do is I'm going to up the downforce now. Let's go to let's go to 8.8. Let's just see how that does. Now the gears were too long for the ratio we was on, so I'm going to knock this down by a couple. Knock that down by one. I'm going to leave those there and see how the others feel. Now, third gear at the moment, or at least on the lower downforce, I couldn't get the power down early around turn 1. But you don't want to get it down too early anyway. I kept sort of putting the power on about here, having to lift off and go again. Ideally, I want to put the power down and not lift it off again until I get all the way down the bottom here. Now that could be because perhaps third gear is just a little too long, or it could be that the rear end isn't giving me the confidence to put my foot down. But with the higher aeros now, we should have a little more grip in the corners. Now the reason I didn't adjust first, second or third is because really those gears weren't feeling too bad, although even this corner may sound like it's going quite slow. There's plenty of traction there, so I don't mind that. Now this corner's a tricky one because every now and again it does want to just try and spin the car out. Notice the throttle then, braked, slowed it down. When I got on the power, I could just go. See, what going to the lower aeros has done, now that I've come back to this level of aeros, is I'm steering a similar amount, pretty much the same amount as I was on the low aeros, but now the car's turning for me. Late entry. go to 7th then. Every time I go to 7th in these cars into that corner, it messes the corner up for me. I've not used my curves in that sector one this time, just so I can use it down here. Let's see what gain we may be able to get in the sector. Son of a bitch. Not a lot of gain, to be honest. Okay, I was spinning the car a bit. And what I'm actually going to try now is I'm going to just shorten second gear a little bit. Let's see what effect it has. I'm going to leave third gear. I just want to see if shortening second gear a little bit may just give us a little more acceleration out of those hairpins, or whether it's going to make the gear a little bit too perky. Now there is a chance that having shortened second, that third may now feel too long, or third may be a bit more usable. There's only one way we'll know. I could have tried turning tighter there, but if I had, she would have spun. So to make it feel a little perkier. So in that first hairpin, it's not too bad. Through there, that's not too bad, but not at full pace though. Dipped a wheel on the grass there, and straight on she went. I don't know whether you've noticed it or not. I've noticed it some time ago. Listen out for bottoming out, just in case you hadn't noticed it. Now around here, places it's most likely to bottom out is after turn 1, heading down the hill and then around the old hairpin. Damn it, Dave. Get off that effing grass, man. Let the car drift out a little wide. You may have heard it though, on the way down the hill. There was a little bit of bottoming out, and that is a really small amount. So I reckon we could potentially take the gamble of lowering the ride height even more and just seeing how we get on with it. No bottoming out round the old hairpin, which is surprising considering that's the point of most compression, meaning that's when the car is being pushed down into the ground the most. Now, one thing I will say is at this level of ride height, it doesn't like taking a little bit too much curb through those chicanes.